Most of your problems aren't real, not in the way you think they are. The argument you replayed in your head 47 times. The embarrassing moment from 3 years ago that still makes you cringe at 2 a.m. The thing someone said about you that you're still angry about. None of that exists anymore. But you keep living inside it like it does. The Stoics figured this out over 2,000 years ago. And they left behind one rule that, if you actually apply it, will eliminate the majority of stress, anger, and anxiety you feel on a daily basis. Stay with me. This one will change how you see everything. The rule is this. You have power over your mind, not outside events. Realize this, and you will find strength. Marcus Aurelius wrote that. Roman emperor. One of the most powerful men who ever lived. And his entire personal philosophy came down to one distinction. What is in your control and what is not? The Stoics called it the dichotomy of control. And here's what it means in plain terms. There are things you control: your thoughts, your effort, your attitude, your response, your habits, your words. And there are things you don't control: other people's opinions, the economy, traffic, the weather, what your boss thinks of you, whether someone likes you back. Most people spend 90% of their mental energy on the second category, things they cannot change, cannot control, and cannot influence, no matter how hard they think about them. That's where your stress lives. That's where your anxiety comes from. That's what's draining you. Think about the last time you were really stressed. Was it about something you could directly control? Or was it about an outcome, a person, or a situation that was ultimately outside your hands? Almost always, it's the second one. You're stressed about whether you got the job, not about whether you prepared well for the interview. That part's done. You're anxious about what people think of your decision, not about whether the decision was right for you. You're angry about something someone did, not about how you're going to respond to it. See the pattern? We attach our peace of mind to things that were never ours to control, and then we wonder why we feel powerless. The Stoic rule flips this completely. You stop asking, how do I control this outcome? And start asking, what is my part in this? And am I handling that well? That shift alone, that single mental move, removes about 90% of daily stress. Because suddenly you're only responsible for your lane, and your lane is completely manageable. Now here's where most people get this wrong. They hear, don't worry about what you can't control, and they think it means be passive. Don't care. Give up. That's the opposite of what the Stoics meant. Epictetus, a former slave who became one of history's greatest philosophers, said it best. He wasn't passive. He was precise. He put enormous energy into everything within his control. His thinking, his character, his response to hardship. And he released everything outside of it completely. That's not weakness. That's the most disciplined mental state a human being can operate from. Think about elite athletes. The best ones don't spiral when a referee makes a bad call. They don't obsess over the crowd, the weather, or what the commentators are saying. They come back to their process, their next move, their control. That's Stoicism in action. Not caring less, caring correctly. Directing your energy only where it can actually do something. So how do you actually apply this starting today? It's simple. Every time you feel stress, anxiety, or anger rising, ask yourself one question. Is this in my control? If yes, act on it immediately. Stop thinking. Start doing. If no, consciously release it. Not because you don't care, but because holding on to it costs you energy you could spend on something that actually matters. Do this enough times, and it becomes automatic. Your brain stops defaulting to anxiety about outcomes and starts defaulting to focus on action. You'll notice you argue less. You recover from setbacks faster. You stop carrying grudges. You stop losing sleep over things that haven't happened yet. Not because your life got easier, but because you stopped fighting battles that were never yours to fight. The Stoics built this philosophy in a world far harder than ours. Wars, plagues, slavery, political chaos, and they thrived. Not because the world was kind to them, but because they mastered the only thing that was ever truly theirs: their mind. That's Rise Core. We don't do motivation that fades by Monday. We do the ideas that actually rewire how you think. If this hit different, subscribe. New video dropping soon, and it's going to be even better. I'll see you at the top.